Hello students, welcome to Dhaka Secondary School, North Karachi campus. And this is our 9 and metric English language class. And this presentation is prepared by Safahan. And today our topic is conditional sentences. And our learning agenda is clause, sentence, conditional sentence and types of conditional sentence. So our first topic of today is clause. What is clause? Basically, clause is a basic unit of grammar. It has a verb and subject, and sometimes it has complement. Complements complete the subject meaning. Okay. For example, I graduated last year. It has one clause. When I came here, it has two clauses. I saw him. Two clauses. When I came here, I saw him and he greeted me. It has three clauses. So clauses has subject and verb, but it does not give you complete meaning. It depends on the type, which type of clause it is used. So we have two types of clauses, independent clause and dependent clause. Dependent clause basically have subject and verb, and its verb is infinite verb. What is finite verb? Such verb which has tense and its subject, that is independent clause. In example, you can see I read the whole story, so it is one subject, one clause and sentence. And I want to buy a phone, it is also a subject, it is also a clause. But I don't have enough money, it is also an independent clause. So dependent clause is what? It does not fulfill its meaning. It depends on other clause to complete its meaning. Independent clause has its complete meaning. So dependent clause depends on other clause to complete its meaning, and it has infinite verb which does not have tense and subject. So if you don't eat, I won't go. So if you don't eat is dependent clause. It depends on second clause to complete its meaning. I won't go, it is independent clause. So when Jim studied in the suite, it is also a dependent clause. So dependent clause does not fulfill its meaning, but independent clause gives its meaning completely. So now I am moving to our sentence. What is sentence? A sentence is a complete part of sentence which gives you complete sense, and it is given in command shape, it is given in asking shape, in questions, in exclamations. So you can see different examples here. So now I'm moving towards conditional sentence. Basically, what is conditional sentence? A conditional sentence has two parts. One is dependent clause and second is independent clause. So independent clause is the result of that conditional sentence, and dependent clause is the condition of that clause. So these two conditions make together a conditional sentence. A conditional sentence has two parts, independent clause. Independent clause is also called main clause. So here types of conditional sentences, there are four types of conditional sentences: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional and third conditional sentences. So basically, what is zero conditional sentence? Zero conditional tense is always talk about scientific facts and general truths, and we do not have any influence over this because science and logic makes it itself complete. Okay, we do not have any influence over this. So zero conditional sentence has two parts: if clause, that is dependent clause, and main clause, that is independent. And if clause contains present simple tense, and main clause also has present simple tense. You can see the example here. If you heat ice, it melts. So if you heat ice is what? Is dependent clause. It's general truth, it melts itself. So this is what zero conditional sentence always talk about general truth, and we do not change it. It is change itself. So if you heat ice, its condition, it melts, its result. So you can see the result and condition. Okay students, this is our zero conditional sentence, and we can also change it. Ice melts if you heat it. Okay, we can change independent clause with it. If we put independent clause first, we do not need to put commas there. So these are the examples of zero condition. Now moving toward first conditional sentence. Basically, first conditional sentence is talking about probability or future possibility. When we talk about some action will happen in future, whether it happens or not, it depends on the condition. if it happens, there are chances of happening of such sentences, there we use first conditional sentence. For example, you can see the formula here. If clause contains present simple and main clause contains future simple, so you can see the example here. If it rains, it depends on the situation of future. But if it rains, I will stay home. So this if it rains is what? Condition, and I will stay home is its result. So result will happen if one condition happens. If it rains, I will stay home. It depends on the possibility. Whether it rains, I will stay home. If it doesn't rain, I will not stay at home. Okay students, this is the example of first conditional sentence. So now you can see the different examples of first conditional sentence. If it rains, I will not go to the park. So this is first conditional sentence. In first part, I have used present simple, if plus present simple, and second part I use future simple. So now I am moving towards second conditional sentence. So where do we use second conditional sentence? Basically when we talk about imaginary sentences or impossible actions of the future or present, we use second conditional sentence. So it is not possible in present or future to be happen, but we use second conditional sentence in order to use imaginary situations. So if clause contains simple past or past simple and main clause contains would plus verb first form. So this is the formula of second conditional sentence, and now you can see the example of second conditional sentence. In second conditional sentence, we talk about imaginary sentence. If I were you, I would give up smoking. So it is imaginary. So neither I am you and nor I can become you. So that is what this is. Imaginary sentences, and also called second conditions, and we always use verb in stative verbs of second conditional. So these are the examples of second conditional sentences. If I married, I would be happy. So first if clause contains past simple and second clause contains would be. Okay, so this is what imaginary sentences that cannot happen neither in present nor in future. Okay, when we talk about imaginary sentences in present that cannot happen in future, there we use second condition. Now students, I am moving towards third conditional sentence. Basically, what is third conditional sentence? When we talk about imaginary situation that cannot happen in future, there we use second condition. But when we talk about happened condition in the past which has already been taken place, but we cannot change and we regret about that, we repent about our past actions, I wish I can do this. So this is our third conditional sentence. So in third conditional sentence we talk about past regrets. So in third conditional, we use if clause plus past perfect, and in main clause we use would have third form. So you can see the example here, and in example, if I had worked harder, I might have passed the exam. It means in past I did not work hard, that's why I am failed. So this sentence shows what our past regrets that cannot be changed in present. So in third conditional we talk about past regrets in present that cannot change in present. Okay. So this is our third conditional, and you can see the third conditional sentences, students. These are the different examples of third conditional sentence. So in first sentence you can see, if I had known you were in hospital, I would have visited you. So this is our third conditional sentence. In first part, if part I have used past perfect tense. If I had known you were in hospital, I would have visited you. It means that I did not visit him in the past, but I am regretting about it that I wish I would have visited him. Okay students, this is our conditional sentences. I hope you got the idea. Thank you so much.